These are just my quick thoughts on A Quiet Place Day 1. So, I've always loved horror and horror shorts. My love for them goes all the way back from when I was even a kid. I would always be watching stuff like Twilight Zone or B-movies like Planet of Dinosaurs. So I've always kinda liked scary movies and thrillers. The Quiet Place franchise, it's pretty interesting because, I think that the monsters are pretty unique. While it's nothing new, I do think that the concept and what they've done with it is pretty original. I love how the first movie was pretty much like a Jaws-esque movie where you really didn't see the monsters and it was playing a lot with your imagination. However, the second movie I thought was just okay. It didn't really reach the same heights that it did for the first movie. While the second movie was well acted and directed, its story and its characters just weren't really there for me. I was kind of just like, okay, I'm kind of done with this story. I didn't really need to see a new one, and I think they've done all that they could with the concept at the time. I actually didn't know they were making a new one, to be honest. A Quiet Place Day 1 is a prequel to A Quiet Place Part 1 and Part 2. It's following a completely new set of characters. And, I think I like this one better than the other two movies, to be honest. Do I ever have to watch this again? No. This movie necessarily isn't a monster flick, it's more of a natural disaster film with the characters at the forefront. I was actually thinking that this could have been something completely different, and then it was changed to fit more into the Quiet Place narrative. There's actually a lot of 9/11 shots and parallel scenes that took inspiration from that event. Overall, it's the character stuff that I enjoyed the most, however, and it's the small little moments where the two main leads are interacting with one another, or they're giving each other scared looks. I think that's what makes a good monster movie. If you don't care about the characters or their goals, you're not going to care about the main story. You're not going to feel scared, you're not going to feel tense for them. This movie, I actually wanted the main characters to succeed. I cared about them. I think for future installments, this is what I would want. Take random people each time and see how they deal with the situation at hand. Following the same people can be very boring in my opinion, especially since they've figured out how the monsters work. Because in that case, they're not really scary anymore. I do, however, love how this one ended. It was uplifting, but it was also extremely depressing. Overall, A Quiet Place Day 1 is definitely something good, but it's not something that I'd be running out to see again. I liked it, but it's kind of like Part 1 and 2, where it's like, yeah, it's a good movie, but is it amazing? I think now I just want to figure out how they got the world's most well-behaved cat.